The U.S. has launched major retaliatory airstrikes on Iranian-backed militants after that deadly drone attack that killed 3 U.S. soldiers and injured dozens of others in Jordan. The Pentagon tonight saying multiple aircraft were used in the first wave of this mission, including B-1 bombers that flew from the United States, dropping more than 125 precision munitions on 85 targets inside Iraq and Syria, including command and control operations used by these Iranian-backed militias and their intelligence hubs. None of the targets inside Iran itself. The first wave of these airstrikes coming shortly after the president and the first lady joined the families of those 3 fallen soldiers for the dignified transfer at Dover Air Force Base. Sergeant William Rivers, Sergeant Breonna Moffett, and Sergeant Kennedy Sanders. Sanders and Moffett promoted to sergeant posthumously, returning home now to their families. President Biden tonight issuing a statement saying, if you harm an American, we will respond. Tonight, U.S. authorities now saying this will be a multi-target, multi-day operation. The White House saying just moments ago the strikes tonight have been successful and that all aircraft is now out of harm's way. ABC's chief White House correspondent Mary Bruce leading us off tonight.
Tonight, the powerful retaliation the U.S. had promised, unleashing a major counterstrike on Iran-backed militants in Iraq and Syria, a direct response to the drone attack that killed 3 American soldiers and injured more than 40 on a remote U.S. base in Jordan. The U.S. saying the airstrikes began at 4 p.m., hitting 85 targets in 7 locations inside Iraq and Syria, including command and control operations centers and intelligence hubs, taking out rockets, missiles, and attack drones belonging to militia groups and their Iranian sponsors, who facilitated attacks against U.S. and coalition forces. The U.S. dropping more than 125 precision munitions from multiple aircraft, including B-1 bombers that flew from the U.S. President Biden tonight saying this is the first wave of a response that will continue at times and places of our choosing, and warning the United States does not seek conflict in the Middle East or anywhere else in the world, but let all those who might seek to do us harm know this: if you harm an American, we will respond. Notably, none of today's strikes hit Iran directly. The president remains concerned, not wanting to start a wider war. Just hours before, a powerful reminder of the weight of these decisions. The president performing one of his most solemn duties as commander-in-chief, witnessing the dignified transfer of the 3 service members killed in Jordan. One by one, their flag-draped cases carefully carried across the tarmac. The president placing his hand over his heart alongside the First Lady and Defense Secretary Austin, honoring the fallen. 46-year-old Sergeant William Jerome Rivers, who wanted to serve his country since he was a little boy, enlisting at the age of 34. Sergeant Breonna Alexandria Moffett, following in her mother's footsteps, joining the military on her first deployment, her mother calling her their hero and angel. Breonna turned 23 just 9 days before she was killed. And 24-year-old Sergeant Kennedy Landon Sanders, a beloved youth basketball and soccer coach in her hometown of Waycross, Georgia. Sanders volunteering for deployment so she could travel the world. The president meeting with their families earlier in the day. And tonight, the heartbreaking moment, that soldier closing the door. The bodies of the fallen now on their final journey home.
That was quite an image late today. Mary Bruce with us live from the White House. And Mary, what more are you learning tonight about how long this U.S. retaliation will now last and what's still to come here?
Well, David, the White House is making it clear this is just the beginning. Spokesman John Kirby saying this began tonight, but it does not end tonight. We expect this to play out over the coming days, hitting many more targets. The White House saying they believe these strikes were successful, that they will degrade and disrupt these militias. But again, their goal here is to stop these relentless attacks on U.S. service members, not to start a war with Iran. David.
Mary Bruce leading us off from the White House tonight. Mary, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.